is a book. Maybe I should heighten this like a little bit. There. What do you think?
I can't see anything ever. And it's a shame to have to go through life like this.
It's got a weird piece on the side. Is that always there or what? It is. Okay, well.
I think it's just a sitting pants shape.
Yeah, really. Especially when you are
Which is just a thing.
When you are shaped like a snowman. What do they want me to do? Where is it supposed to go?
Aren't all women shaped like a snowman?
That's
and
what
isn't that what makes snowmen so attractive?
Okay, yeah. Where is this going?
I don't know.
Did you just confess something?
It's a corn cob pipe.
No. I don't.
When did they switch from a button nose to a carrot nose?
Yeah, but we don't really use buttons as much as we used to.
Then again, we're so lazy.
Then again, we don't really eat as many carrots as we should either.
I love carrots.
I love carrots too, but...
carrot roasted with fennel in a ginger ale.
A banh mi hot dog? I'll cut someone's throat for one. Alright, are we starting this?
Sure.
Don't get me started on...
We can do whatever you want, buddy. You'll never be the boss of me. Remember that.
I don't even want to be the boss.
Who wants to be the boss, really, of anything? That's a red flag.
No. Ready? And quit shaking the table, will you?
I won't. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Night Cheese Book Club. It's your favorite podcast. Tell all your friends.
Yeah. Will we ever have our own theme music?
I would say most likely yes, because that is our next goal.
That's our next goal.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, because it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, because I thought for a hot minute, maybe I could make this myself. And then I was like, don't be absurd. Pay a professional.
I just need to become a studio musician real quick with a full band.
And I mean, I only play violin, so like I don't see that helping out with any of that either, so.
You never know. Well, anyway, welcome back to Night Cheese Book Club, the #1 podcast on all platforms right now, if you can believe it.
Yeah, and
it's not.
It's classy. There's books. There could be violin music.
There could be violin music.
It's classy.
If you're not getting lit and asking your sister to play you Moon River, what are you doing?
Yeah, I learned it specifically for that reason. I don't think that's a good reason to learn things, peer pressure, but you know what?
We all want to feel like...
Now I know it.
Audrey sometimes.
Yeah.
Moon River.
You know, the older I get, the more I appreciate a straight eyebrow.
Oh, I know, right? Natalie Portman's onto, she's onto something.
It just really looks great.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll remember, this is Night Cheese Book Club, the book podcast where we discuss a hot novel, a hot topic, and hot cross buns. Yeah. I'm Suzanne. This is my sister Presley. We're your co-hosts today and always.
I don't know why I agreed to the hot cross buns, but now I'm hungry.
I'm thinking of like an Irish hot cross bun. That's like a specific thing.
I just want something covered in icing, if we're being honest.
It's only a thin cross of icing.
That's what I'm saying. I want covered. So I want...
You want Cinnabon style.
Hot covered buns. This got weird. Apologies.
Really weird.
Apologies all around.
Everyone, leave your bun talk at the door.
Yeah, or in our DMs. Don't do that. Well,
it depends on the person.
You know
okay,
what?
send it, and if you don't get a response, you'll know why.
And if it's funny, I'll read it. If it's not, you're going on the list.
The infamous list.
Yes, yes, that list that we keep.
Right. So today's novel is The Writing Retreat, a novel with a theme of competition. But before we get into that, Presley, what have you been up to since we last spoke?
I think you and I have been up to quite a few similar things since we've spent the majority of the week together, but...
We do spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, just a bit. I was going to bring up our little trip to Longwood Gardens for your belated birthday trip because we did not get to do it in March, because it just, gosh, it's been so busy. So we postponed, and then finally me, you, and our mother went to Longwood Gardens, and it was really fun.
That is also mine. Yeah, everyone broke midwinter and needed nursing.
Yeah, well, and it just was busy anyway. We were starting
Very
this
busy.
lovely podcast. You've been carting everyone around to their medical things. I've
Now
been
everyone's fixed.
staring at a wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's not all I do.
You corral cats sometimes.
Anyway, yeah, and I go to a stupid job.
We read a lot. We do things.
It's just been busy.
We're not on trial here.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to explain myself to you.
If you don't know what Longwood Gardens is, go look it up. But don't stop the podcast. Make a note for yourself right now to look it up later. It is so gorgeous. It is a world-class garden in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, which sounds like nothing. It's like a little bit outside Philly. It's gorgeous. There's just so many beautiful plants. It is breathtaking.
It's a nice day trip. And
Huge conservatory, fountains, frogs, cats.
I think when people bring up like gardens, like famous gardens, it is up on that list.
It's always in the top 5.
Yeah, because there's a lot to see. It's a beautiful garden. Everyone's super nice. They really care for those plants.
They do a lot for just like ecological welfare and like plant education there anyway.
It's good. We've also been to the botanical garden in Denver. And this is totally a joke. This didn't actually...
I'm going to add these pictures in.
Yeah, this didn't actually happen. But, of course, it's Denver. So,
What do you do in Colorado when you go to Colorado?
Wink. And instead of eating a quarter of the...
Put in a green cross here.
Yeah, instead of eating a quarter of the cookie, I was like, what if I just ate a whole cookie? I should not have eaten the whole cookie.
You just went for it. It had been a while since you had partaken in such cookies.
And let me tell you, next thing I know, I've got a lamb's ear leaf in my hand, and it just felt like a moonbeam.
This cat was cooked out of her mind, staring at giant monstera leaves that were truly remarkable, like 6-foot wide leaves.
Not even, yeah, like they were just huge, and I just remember staring at it, and then I looked over.
I'm going to put in the picture. It's just so funny.
I looked over, and there was an old man standing next to me, and we made eye contact, and I went, it looks like we're in a video game. And he was like,
Amazing.
The woman who made the cookies looked like the woman from room 237. Did you get that vibe from her? She was going to be beautiful in a bathtub one minute and then have flesh hanging off her the next.
I'll be honest.
I just wanted to get the stuff and get out.
I don't really remember too much. I just remembered a craggly lady, although I remember her being very kind. And
She was nice. I shouldn't talk ill of the dead.
What?
No one's been in that business for 40 years.
Yeah, where do we get these cookies? Well, she said she made them herself, and they were it was good. It just, I don't usually partake.
They were powerful.
So it got me, but you know what? I had a grand old time, and everything there was really soft. And only the stuff that they tell you you're allowed to touch. I didn't touch anything I'm not supposed to. I know you're not supposed to touch plants, especially Longwood Garden. No touchy.
No touchy.
Yeah. So Longwood Gardens was great. Check out a botanical garden near you. It's nothing. It's like an upper.
It is such an upper. Oh man, it's just fantastic. It really, it's beautiful. It's beautiful architecture. If you like plants, you're gonna love it. If you don't care that much about plants, you'll still like find a turtle or something.
Yeah, or if you're horrified of bugs, like myself, I still got away from them, There's places to cower.
Narrowly escaped.
Yeah, because this one butterfly was harassing me.
It's not true.
It was.
They just exist and you're a chicken.
Nah, it had some sort of beef. I don't know what I did. Anyway, stop rambling on about gardens.
The writing retreat is a fairly-ish new one, February 2023.
That's it. It's just pretty new, same year.
Yeah, from Julia Bartz, who is a practicing therapist and creative coach, which is interesting for a writer, I think.
I think that's great, especially if therapy's like your bag or whatever, because most people, obviously, you don't get paid enough to do mental health work, social work, that kind of stuff, and that sucks. So
Yeah,
if you're
that
called,
needs to be more of a thing.
and if you're called to do it, and like you're good at it, and you're like helping people change their lives, that's awesome. As people who have done enough therapy, like my life has changed because of that for the better. So I think that's great, and like Brooklyn based.
I love Brooklyn. I
Yeah.
wonder where in Brooklyn.
New York. don't follow. Stop it, you stalker.
Somebody let us know.
um,
Don't do that. Respect her privacy.
Yeah, leave her alone. Unless she doesn't want to be left alone, in which case, ask first.
Follow her preferences.
Yeah. What I do like her Instagram feed because like she posts a lot of fun stuff, but especially cat. And I
Cats.
think Kobe seems to be the cat name. Very handsome.
Love a cat.
So do I. And like post more pictures of your cats. I'll look.
I forget to do that, but we should do that more.
I do too.
We have so many cats between us.
And I have a million billion pictures on my phone. I just don't post them. And I can't stop taking pictures of them.
Why would you?
Why would I? But yes. So Julia, beautiful cat. Tell him we said so.
Tell him. Beautiful story. I really liked this one.
I like this book too. I thought it was a fun read.
I wish that I had read it when I got it in February.
Why?
Just because it had such good, like, winter vibes.
It did have winter vibes. I
Yeah.
get where you're going with that. Because
And now it's dead summer, which is sometimes, I guess people like to pretend it's winter and summer, but
I live in the real world here.
I don't ever live in the real world, and so mine is just underwater.
No, yes.
Or space themed. Never winter or summer.
Just a dream. Now, I did like this. I thought the characters were well fleshed out. I thought quite good characters, especially like Rosa, Alex, Poppy, Ren. Like, I don't know, they just were good characters. Especially Alex, because like, even though being the main character and like obviously even if they're likable, not likable, whatever, she's still likable, but like rather pathetic.
They were real people.
It's giving Cancer vibes.
Yeah,
No
like
offense,
you could.
my little crab babies.
I
love-
know who you are.
I love the Cancer, but yeah, like that just.
Emotional little wrecks.
Yeah. And it's okay because you feel the feelings. But yes, very
As a
emotional.
Pisces, I can relate. I mean, it's just.
It's us water signs.
I feel bad for people who don't feel things as deeply because what would a life like that be like?
I know.
Logical.
What are you not?
Trash.
What are you not crying yourself to sleep?
How do you get that out of you then? I don't know.
How do you overthink a situation completely? And that's sort of what I got from this character, where like she's building these things up in her mind that like, is it actually happening? Who knows? I like that about the book because I think a lot of us do actually do that.
Even from the first chapter, it was just so gripping. This competition of like a friend that you just feel so jealous of. And even having friends who do things that you do and like to do, it's so hard not to feel jealous of someone else's success, or not even jealousy per se, but when somebody else has a success in an area that you want, that it makes you feel harder on yourself and how debilitating that can be. And just, I mean, in general, there's just so many writers where you read something that they write and it just makes me feel like inspired to write, but also like,
No, it's not. Yeah.
am I a kindergartner permanently because I will never make anything this good?
Yeah, or you just read it and you're like, oh man, fudge you. Like-
When the first time I read Rachel Harrison, I was like, I was hiking
good.
and I was like, I'm gonna lay down in this creek bed because I just will never be able to do anything like
This
this.
is brilliant. But I definitely think it is that thing you have to be extremely conscious of it not turning into jealousy, where it's more of use it as inspiration. And especially like if you have a friend that you're like seething with jealousy over what they're doing, ask them for help. You could also do it. Abundance is, there's enough for us all.
There is enough for everyone. The abundance principle is real.
It really is.
And truly it is. I don't know if it's just built into us as humans and how competition is so ingrained in like humans anyway, but then also culturally and a lot of the time as women, just being pitted against each other is a go-to. That if you can acknowledge your feeling, take a step back, and then use that to help you drive yourself forward, it really is transformational.
Yeah.
To just say, I can't remember if it was Mel Robbins maybe, but
No, it was that other book.
was it? Somebody said something about, in one of the self-helpy sorts of things, was saying, when you feel jealous, you should take a step back and think about what you're jealous of, because that's just telling you a thing that you want for yourself, which is actually helpful, especially if you're somebody who doesn't know what they want for themselves. If you're someone who says, I don't know what I want to do with my life, or if you feel a little bit like bored or left out of things, like jealousy is a great indicator of what you actually are fired up about, and that can be like a great building block to want to, you know, go forward and pursue and support.
Yeah, your own thing. And especially if like it's other women, just ask. Especially if you guys got questions for us, ask away. We'll tell you whatever. Super transparent about things.
Yeah.
You start your own podcast. We don't know that much. And we just
we
ramble
don't.
the whole time. But if we can help you, we'll try.
And we'll give you our resources of where we learned things, because, you know, YouTube University.
I love you too.
That is how we don't have any degrees. If you can believe these guys ain't college educated. We don't, you know, we learn this by doing and by researching ourselves, so.
You are college educated, sort of, because you are a nurse. Nurse school educated. And I went for automotive.
I don't have a college degree though.
Yeah, but like,
I have a diploma. It's the old school
it's
way.
a piece of paper. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, do a YouTube. That's what our mom calls it. Do a YouTube, and
Do
then
a
you know.
YouTube.
But
It'll help you. I'm gonna read the back of the book. Are you gonna read the back of the book?
You read it last time. I'll give it a go.
Okay.
My embarrassment. Alec, what was that?
My coaster.
Well, be quiet while I'm reading. Alex has all but given up on her dreams of becoming a published author when she receives a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Attend an exclusive month-long writing retreat at the estate of feminist horror writer Rosa Vallow. Even the knowledge that Ren, her former best friend and current rival, is attending doesn't damper her excitement. But when the attendees arrive, Rosa drops a bombshell. They must all complete an entire novel from scratch during the next month, and the author of the best one will receive a life-changing 7-figure publishing deal. Determined to win this seemingly impossible contest, Alex buckles down and tries to ignore the strange happenings at the estate, including Rosa's erratic behavior, Ren's cruel mind games, and the alleged haunting of the mansion itself. But when one of the writers vanishes during a snowstorm, Alex realizes that something very sinister is afoot. With the clock running out, she must discover the truth, or suffer the same fate. Ooh, spooky, y'all.
I really liked it. I love writing. I mean, I think we've talked about it before. I love writing.
I also, yeah,
We do have the starts to a few books.
We were just talking about, like, having stories about, like, that have authors in them are enjoyable to read, like, especially when you like to write and stuff. Like, I love writing, I do love writing, but I love reading stories about authors.
It is our lovely little inbred community. Reading, writing,
Yeah, like,
book stuff in general. It's just
I'll watch you write something.
so fabulous. I love, we beta read for a friend. We've taken
yeah.
some, like, adult education writing class.
Adult education sounds weird. You know what they're calling it now? Adult enrichment.
I feel enriched.
Adult education sounds dirty.
Not interested in that perspective, but I do feel enriched.
So yes, it is quite enriching. Okay, so with this book, the only thing that I'll do my complainies about is the flashbacks. To me, were kind of confusing, and I don't know if it's me, but like some of the flashbacks, I guess like maybe the transitions didn't hit with me because I was like, happening? But then I was like, oh, it's this other thing. So I don't know if it was just me like not getting it, but
I had the same experience because probably we're the same person. So I don't know if somebody else has read this, if they could weigh in. But yeah, it wasn't even so much the transition as just I love a story within a story. And this was definitely one where they're writing this story within the story and telling the haunted history of this house where they are. And within that, it was sometimes a little bit confusing.
yes.
I think it was helped by actually reading it because the font was different.
Probably because I was literally about to say this would make like a great movie or TV, like a mini TV series, just for that sheer fact of like when I watch things with flashbacks, I like them. I like a flashback, but it was a hard transition.
Audio wise, they need like a haiku sound for theirs.
Well, they changed voices,
Not enough though.
but yeah, like my brain didn't register. I don't know, I'm sure it's just me too. I also thought that some of the stuff, it did get a little like wild with the twists and turns, but I found it entertaining, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but some of it got a little,
It was definitely
a lot going on.
Yeah, it felt like not even so much a hero's journey because Alex is kind of like an anti-hero's journey.
Yeah, it's just a sad hero.
But there was plot points where action happened, which is kind of nice and makes it more adventure-y.
Yeah.
Like the mystery is unfolding. You're playing Clue yourself. And you are Colonel Mustard.
You're playing Clue by yourself, you're saying?
No, you yourself are playing Clue.
You can't play Clue by yourself.
No, you can. Well,
You can't. You would know what's in the packet.
what if you randomly pick things and put them in the packet and then figure it out?
But then who do you ask the questions to? And then who looks in the packet? Don't be absurd. You can't play by yourself. Actually, maybe online you could play by yourself. Do you think that's a thing?
You can do anything with AI nowadays.
The internet.
One day you'll be able to play Clue by yourself. That's somebody get on that.
Somebody make that happen, please. I did like the
I
parts.
won't be doing it though.
Yeah, I'll forget. So if you do and you really want me to play, just remind me and I'll give it a go. I did like the parts with the demon because demons are cool.
Love
and
a demon.
like a scary, powerful lady demon. I'm into that.
Spooky.
If anything, I maybe wish there was like a little bit more with that.
Agreed.
Like more about the demon and stuff, and like maybe like even a researchy thing. I don't know. I would have been into that.
I love a research moment.
But I liked Poppy. I really liked Rosa, which I wrote Rosa Scorpio maybe.
Oh, for sure. I agree with you.
Like, why are you so cruel? But also, I still want you to like me really bad.
She is like a Scorpio with like a Gemini moon and a Capricorn rising.
Oh yeah, okay, you got that. That's right there.
I love to read to filth or cleanliness, depending.
Yeah, that's not a read if it's true. Well, no, I guess that
Some
is a
people
read.
would
Yeah.
be very offended if you called them a Capricorn.
Well, because yeah, I'm not even gonna. I don't want to ostracize anybody.
Do you remember how what was it? Dan was a Sagittarius or something. No, he was a Capricorn.
No, he's Sagittarius.
And he would get so mad. Some people just get really mad when you mention their astrology.
Especially
Like it's a cop-out.
boys. They're just like, oh, it's made up. Okay, says you.
Mm-hmm. You would say that.
I know.
It says it right here in this book that you were going to say that.
You're being such an Aquarius right now. Things are real, okay?
If you're a male Pisces, get away from me.
I like a male Pisces to spend
As a friend.
a tinge of time with. No, not even a friend. I'll spend a tinge of time with them and then goodbye because, like, man,
I think just as a emotional water sign, I just need balance elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm put off by male water signs.
Mine's Aquarius men. No, I don't like them. They pretend to be
It sounded
nice.
just like a boat.
Okay, stop getting me off topic here. Now, I also wrote, I wish someone would lock me in a house for a month for writing.
That's so true. I love an actual
Just
writing
put
retreat.
me in a cabin in the woods and don't let me do anything else.
I will say, so
Somebody cook me my meals and stuff. Like,
that would be ideal, really. I did a small writing retreat alone myself. Writing retreat. It was a solo one where I rented a cabin. It was spooky. It was very rural, which was nice, but it was very spooky, and it was so hard to get up the mountain in my tiny car.
yeah, like she like called us and she's like, I can't get up the driveway
I was having a freak out.
because it's a gravel driveway and she's got a very low car. So
And it was so steep, and you had to like go up and turn, and like down the side where you have to turn, that side was just like a cliff face. So I was like, well, I'm getting up or I'm going down. We'll see.
or it could be like
But I
Misery,
got up there.
where you crash and then somebody finds you and
Well,
forces
there you go.
yeah, there's
Then you
the
have your
writing
meals
retreat.
made, and you have free time to write.
Perfect.
Somebody's getting you the paper that you like.
I like that.
That could be nice.
Yeah.
Ah, Kathy Bates.
So I think what you're doing the game
Yes.
this week.
Well, so in lieu of a game, we're trying to.
Girl, I ain't playing.
Okay.
I'm playing this game with you.
Uh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut this all out of the podcast part. You, Missy,
Devilish.
don't let her hit these buttons. The rest of them, take these
Let's
two.
notice if the recording stops. We say
Yeah.
as the recording stops. We're thinking of new ways to bring other things into the podcast. So sometimes we'll do games. Sometimes we're doing little trivia things or just stories or personal experiences, stuff like that. Wacky celebrity times.
Just for funsies.
Just for funsies. So, with this one, I think competition, who do you think of? Tonya Harding. And then you think, oh, Tonya Harding. And then I thought, do I actually remember what happened? I don't really.
Is she really a villain?
Well,
Yes. Is she though?
well, so then I asked you if you remember, and you were like, yeah, I remember.
Well, kinda. I
And
just
you were
remember
like,
her.
it's her uncle.
I just remember her being on that show World's Dumbest with the videos, and like she was not the funniest one. Let's say that. I don't know how she like made it there, but here we are.
There's like some people with that specific energy.
And they just get invited to do things and this and that, and you're like, how did you get here?
Yeah, they're good at a thing, but then they're just
It's
really
something about them. They got that star power. It's alluring.
Yeah. Okay, so Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. That is her rival-ish. So, 92, not 92, I guess it would have been 90, right? I don't know how the Olympics works. So the USA was killing it at World Figure Skating in, I want to say 90, but I could be wrong.
Whenever.
The gold went to Christy Yamaguchi, the silver went to Tonya Harding, and the bronze went to Nancy Kerrigan, who was becoming this up-and-coming darling baby of figure skating. Back when things like that maybe mattered more.
And
I think if you like that, it would find its way to you now. But as people who lived in the 90s, there was just... The world has changed in a way where it seems like less things are, I don't know, like well known in a simple way.
what you getting at here? I don't think so. I think when you're like into like a certain thing and you're
People
obsessed
used to
with
watch
it.
the news more, I guess is what I'm going to say.
What do you? So you're saying that
The
like,
news didn't lie to you so much. Ow!
I don't think that's true either. You're saying that people used to know figure skating more.
Yeah, that people used to follow the Olympics more
I
and things of ilk.
I think it's still a thing because people like there's a lot of famous athletes now who are still popular, although it's all like beautiful young women. So like if you're an uggo, nobody cares, which is I think kind of messed up.
That is messed up.
Because underneath that horrid exterior lies
You
a
could be
heart
a
of gold.
great athlete.
Yeah.
And have ill attributes. So Nancy Kerrigan, and I mean, she really does have like a darling little face. She seems like a really sweet person.
See,
And
it helps.
scrunchies were big back then, and I think that also makes you think that somebody's very sweet. Tonya Harding, though, was also, I mean, she was a fantastic athlete. She really was incredibly talented.
But would we call her darling?
No, she doesn't have darling energy.
No, she's got like
She's got shark energy.
like scary doll on the shelf energy.
When you have blonde hair and blue eyes, you come off as creepy a lot of the time. Like
Oh, yeah.
spookies.
Oh yeah, it's
Where,
too,
I
it's
mean,
too
you just-
intense.
It's intensity, and especially if you don't have a sense of humor, it reads
Yeah.
poorly
Yeah.
a lot of the
If
time.
you're real serious, good.
Yeah. So even though Tonya was maybe technically better, Nancy had all of these endorsements. Campbell's Soup. I don't remember the other ones, but basically,
Yeah, but
she
if
was
you're in
well
the
liked.
if you're in the big soup game, you've made it.
Oh, truly.
Big
Who
soup.
doesn't want to get some Campbell's energy and big bucks? So in 1994 was the next Winter Olympics.
Right, because that's when they do the Olympics, when they do them in the years.
Is it every 4
I
years?
literally
Is it every
could not
2
tell you.
years? I think it's every 2 years, and then they alternate summer, winter.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
At one point, my brain knew that fact, and now I don't know.
I don't. Let's pretend it's every 2 years.
Sure. So, 94,
Wow, that's a lot of work to do in 2 years, y'all. So good for you.
Christy Yamaguchi had retired after getting the gold. Smart move. Leave him
Yeah.
wanting more.
Yeah.
And Nancy and Tonya were like slated to compete to then take over who would be like the lead person put forward for the American team. Which I guess made some people nervous. Who's going to win it? Nancy Kerrigan was practicing in Detroit and coming off of the ice. And what's kind of crazy is she was being filmed while she was skating, and then she goes to go in the locker room and was hit in the knee by a police club.
At least
Yeah.
it wasn't a Campbell's soup can.
It wasn't a Campbell's soup can, because then they would have known who
Yeah.
had sent them.
That was pointed.
And what's crazy is like whoever had been filming her on the ice then filmed her afterwards, at like immediately after this attack, where I mean she's very upset. She's saying why a lot, which I mean something crazy happens to you. Who knows
I
what
was
you're
about to
gonna
say,
say?
when you get assaulted, that's like horribly traumatizing. So
Super. And she was just confused as to like why she was attacked. And yeah, he went right for her right knee.
especially when you're a darling, you're not used to that.
No. Now people know Darling's a target.
Yeah. So you darlings, watch out.
Yeah. So Tonya said that she had been sleeping at the time of the attack and
Convenient.
awoke to hear the news. And then she was scared to practice because no one had been apprehended for the attack.
She was sleeping like this too.
Choo, choo, choo,
That's
choo.
yeah. Z. That's how you know she was pretending.
I don't know how to make a sleep noise. Mine was sneezes.
She had one of those Dickensian long night hats on and,
Right.
and a candle.
So a few days, right, as we all do. What, everyone, listen, Tig Notaro,
Tignataro.
her interview on Conan O'Brien, she does a whole bit about nightgowns.
Actually, Conan O'Brien talks about long nightcaps a lot as well. So
He's
like,
trying to normalize it. Forget him.
I-
Creepy.
what?
Conan O'Brien in a frilly nightgown.
I think that came off wrong. Don't forget Conan O'Brien. He's hilarious.
I was being sarcastic.
He's a beautiful.
I would
individual.
marry him right now.
Yeah,
I would leave my entire life to go marry him.
If he wants to marry both of us.
He's gorgeous. If you'd like sister breads, let us know.
Oh man,
Conan.
yeah. And he's so
Oh
funny.
my god, he's
Oh.
funny.
His podcast too. Go check that
And
out.
he's tall, and he's got the beautiful red
Yeah.
hair.
Beautiful flaming red hair.
Ah.
We just went off on a really weird tangent.
Yeah, it's not telling.
I don't even remember how we got here. Oh,
So
Nightgowns?
Tonya, she's scared to practice. A journalist a few days later receives an anonymous note detailing a hatched plan that Tanya's ex-husband and bodyguards and Tonya had been involved in arranging the hit.
Literally the hit.
The hit.
Not killing, just...
The letter was passed on to the FBI. Full investigation was happening. And it was found out that her bodyguard... They just say Eckerd. I don't know. Doesn't
Is
matter.
that his name?
The bodyguard hired Shane Stant, the hitman, for $6,500 and asked to slice her Achilles.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, first off, that's gross, but also that...
Shane said, "I won't cut nobody."
That's nice, Shane. Have some integrity. That actually is a good amount of money for what they wanted from him, because how many times have I heard a true crime thing where they get a hit person and they're like, yeah, and the hitman got $5,000 for a murder.
Don't negotiate price with a hitman.
And also, like...
If it's too much than you can afford, then you shouldn't be doing it.
And just
Don't do it anyway.
Do it yourself, for goodness sake.
Don't do it anyway.
Yeah, don't do it at all. But also, like... If
Yeah.
that amount of money is laughable for a murder, please.
That's not enough.
So actually for just assaulting someone,
That sounds right.
and especially, this is the 90s?
In the 90s, correct.
I'm not
I
saying
like
it's
that he
right.
didn't want to cut anybody.
I'm not, right, I like that, and I'm not saying it's right, but as far as pay scale goes, he knows his worth, we'll say.
We'll say that.
Hmm.
Well, maybe he should have cut because it was not effective. Kerrigan made a full recovery, went on to compete in the Olympics, and won the silver. I
Honestly,
didn't write down who won the gold. Who cares?
if you're hiring somebody
Good
to
for her.
assault someone else, but he says he's not going to cut anybody, I also don't feel like his heart's in it. So he's
Yeah,
really
he
not
probably
going to...
didn't want to do it.
I was about to
But
say,
he was desperate for cash to support his coke addiction.
we've all been there, but come on.
I don't know why.
Coke it.
Who doesn't like an upper? But yeah, so Tonya was saying that she wasn't involved, and then her ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly. Ugh, he's gross. He's got like a mustache and a red
I know,
car.
what a cutie
and,
last
like
name.
a
That's
Cosby
that's
sweater.
my friend's last name, and I feel like it's
Oh,
a
really?
cutie last name. And
You should ask if she's related to this guy.
oh, I will.
So Jeff immediately said that Tonya had been in on it from the beginning.
Oh my God, men.
Men, don't trust them.
Although,
Also, if you're going to commit a, like Presley said before, if you're going to commit a crime, you don't want other people to know. Keep intervention to a minimum.
Do it
Because you
yourself.
can't trust people. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
yes, all of this, of course, is a joke.
Don't write anything down. He gave a written note from Tonya to the police
Oh my God.
that she had let them know when Nancy was practicing. But he had also written on it. But, yeah, I mean,
so
you
many
you're
mistakes.
implicating yourself.
That's so many mistakes.
And don't do this anyway. It's just, I mean,
I know.
it's like, what does it matter if other people like her better personality-wise? Like, you were also a really good athlete and didn't need to do this.
But clearly, like, some people,
You get in your head.
no matter how much you practice on it, some people are just going to be better, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and especially, like, when you're young, you get a little nutty.
And if that's your entire life, it would be hard to accept that other people like
If
somebody
she-
better than
and,
you.
Yeah, and if she's just better or more likable, yeah.
It wasn't even that she was necessarily better, just more likable, maybe. Because maybe you are willing to do things like this, and it reads.
Yeah, that's, like, this kind of stuff, it takes time. Could you have been practicing more? I don't know.
Yeah, fill that head with more little twirlies.
Could you have been picking up a dumbbell? I don't know.
6 months after afterwards, Harding was stripped of all of her titles.
Dang.
Because they said even if they couldn't prove that she was directly involved, she did have some kind of knowledge of what had gone on, and it was just very. It looked bad for everybody, and it was just very unsportsmanlike.
Truly. That is very unsportsmanlike.
And all of this going down in '94. In 2009, Harding was on Oprah and said to Oprah that she would love to hug Kerrigan and tell her that she was proud of her and how she had moved on with her life.
Oh, that's bully for you.
That is so
Like,
creepy.
you assaulted someone. You arranged to have someone assaulted.
And like,
Can I just
why-
hug you?
ooh, can't you just not involve yourself anymore?
Oh, I know. That's like such some narcissist behavior too.
Some narcissist
I've
behavior.
moved on from it. Have you, person who was assaulted brutally in the prime of their career for no other reason other than I was jealous?
Let me use you as a prop to show that I'm normal now.
Yeah, and that's the cue, the blue eyes that are unblinking.
Her little lizard eyes.
But that too, like, how do you even get invited on Oprah? Like, literally.
Well, how could you not if you're salacious like this?
But 2009, that's so much later when everybody's forgotten who you even are. You know what I mean?
I think every few years it kind of surfaces again.
But people today, like kids today, probably have no idea who she is.
That's true. Hannah at work did not know who Uma Thurman was, and it knocked me right out of my
You're
chair.
like, that's wild.
Everyone go watch Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill.
I know, like, what
Have yourself a movie night and really enjoy it.
Yeah, just stare at her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that was interesting, I think.
What would your price be
Yeah.
to knock somebody in the leg?
Hypothetically,
Hypothetically.
if we were to name a
Allegedly.
price, especially with inflation now, because I'm going to say the
Yeah,
last 3
I want a
years.
2023 number.
In 2023, I'm going to say at least probably 10K. I'm not going under 10K. And
Interesting.
that's one leg too. You want both legs.
What about murder?
Um, Murder's got to be at least, it's over 100K. Over 100. Because you have to make it worth it. And like,
I don't know how
I
much
feel
that
like even
costs.
murder, like, that's just such a permanent, huge thing. And like, I don't even, I'd have to get at least be able to, enough money that you could buy a house. So, what, $1 million nowadays?
$1 million.
$1 million sounds fair to me. Now that I've said 100K, that sounds a little crazy. Don't trust me. But I ain't gonna cut nobody. I'm ashamed. I'm not gonna do it. Because I can't. I'd feel bad.
It wouldn't be worth the money, I don't think.
No, I'd feel bad.
I wouldn't be worth the money, and if I felt strongly enough that I felt justified, I wouldn't need money for it.
That's so true. Like, if it was really a thing that, like, I was like, no, this just has to be the way it is.
Yeah,
or
like it would
something.
be a decision within itself.
An unforgivable thing. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even need money.
Yeah.
So.
Money's out. You're going to have to move on because these cats won't be your hitmen.
Mm-mm.
All
Never.
right, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
Which brings us to everyone's favorite, of course, haiku time.
Yay.
I'm going to go first. No,
Okay.
you go first. I've been talking too much.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Even though this is a podcast.
And you're half of it, so.
Right.
Alright. This is mine. Why are you so mean? Writing is already hard. Still, please like me, Rosa.
I like it. Writing is hard
Yes,
and also fun.
I picked a Spanish blue cheese because it's tangy and on the verge of stinky, but I feel like it's a little still romantic in a way. So,
Interesting.
to me personally,
I'd agree.
but I like tangy.
I like it.
Yeah. So, do you want a sparkly? We'll do a little.
Mini sparkle. It fuels the fire. Competition drives us all. Or it don't matter.
I like that.
Yeah. Maybe it don't matter.
It, at the end of the day,
Ah.
don't it matter or do it matter?
Depends on the situation, and 99% of the time it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter to
Usually.
me.
Usually.
Yeah.
What cheese you got going on?
What's funny is I picked cojita, a Mexican cheese. I said it's this big thing, but then you go to do it, it's very crumbly. So it seems monumental, yet it crumbles so easily. And it really adds something.
I like that. Yeah, when you get there, it just.
It's there. It gives you some extra flavor and texture in your life.
And who doesn't love a cheese crumble? Am I right? Yeah.
Yes. Street corn.
Don't even get me started on street corn. I love street corn. All right.
What are you grateful for this week?
This week, mine seems probably a little. I just, speaking of thrillers or whatever, I'm gonna say I'm grateful for my favorite movie, Clue. I'm just grateful that it exists. It always puts me in a good mood. It's just so funny. Like, when I saw that movie, I was like, that's hilarious. I want to do stuff like that. I love comedy. I love stuff like that. I feel like it's such good funny jokes, good slapstick, physical comedy. Like, I just love that movie. And like, I'm so glad that it exists. And I'm will add to that, Tim Curry, I'm glad he exists. And what a fox.
What range?
And just
Wild
man,
roles.
it's so cool. Like, it's just
He really, wow.
he's just so good at acting. And like, he's just so funny. He's just so funny.
It's funny, I didn't know you were going to bring up Clue when I brought up Clue later.
Yeah, that's what it was. Uh-huh.
My grazie for the week. I picked yet again my family. They're just great. I felt very appreciated to have a belated birthday celebration and that everyone tolerated me looking at plants for like 5 hours straight while we walked around in 98-degree weather
We did.
and listened to 98 degrees.
Why are you obsessed with us?
I just appreciate the help and the tolerance.
No, it's great. It's nice to have a support system and just like other humans that are willing to do things with you.
Truly, yeah. I mean, my fella's been great. My mom always helps me. You're okay, I guess.
Thank you. I am taking that as a compliment.
Yeah, it's been a good few days.
I'll say, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
having a good time.
So I guess that wraps us up.
Yeah.
Till next week. This has been Night Cheese Book Club.
Go check out Writing Retreat.
For all you cats out there, look that up.
Bye.
Catch us next time. Bye.